Is femininity blackpilled? Well, for those who don't know what black pill really is, it means the black pill is the rabbit hole, basically. And so I don't spend too much time at this channel talking too much about pill logic, but I do see how sometimes uh, pills can change the logic. What I mean by this is just, you see how off a lot of things are about a lot of the feminine. Not all of them, but some of them. And it makes you wonder, have some of them really lost it? Um, but yeah, just makes you wonder. Just got a notification. So somebody has seen my beady eyes at night just on this particular live stream for a second or two. Yeah, I'm just up in the cut chilling. Just up in the cut chilling. Let me see if I can make my screen a little darker. So yeah, hope everyone been chilling. So I've been trying to do the same thing, and that should be good to go. All right, let me get back into it. Let me get back into it. Um, yeah, this idea of femininity being black pilled, being the rabbit hole. Uh, you think about it, if you really think about it, with a lot that we're dealing with nowadays, it's not that there's any mystery to femininity. No, it's just more or less a lot of puzzles, if you think about it. There's a lot of alleyways, a lot of things, a lot of places um, that you can go with just dealing with the feminine themselves. So, what do I mean by this? I mean that it's not up to you to want to discover more about them, not up to you to want to understand more about them. But if you do so, that's at your own choice. Hey, what's good, Golden Child? I see you, family. Good to see you up in the building once again. Yeah, we're going to really talk about this femininity being black pilled. Okay. Um, a lot of people from a certain walk, a certain talk, a lot of them that do understand some of this pill logic, well, they've decided to apply some of it to their walk. Like if some of them walk the walk on the blade, right? Uh oh yeah, yes sir. I feel you. That's what's up, man. Yeah, keep grinding, keep shining. You already know how it go. Yes, sir. Um Here's the thing, like, um they know that there's a lot to the feminine as far as the way they think, the way they are. And like a lot of times men find themselves wanting to get to the bottom of it. Um, a lot of gals might even say the same thing, is masculinity black pilled. I think a certain type of guy could seem that way as far as him being a rabbit hole, but mostly guys are straightforward. You know, most guys are actually straightforward. He'll let a gal know exactly what she needs to know about him, but it's usually the opposite for her. She doesn't tell him everything about her. So he's trying to get to the bottom of things, especially if he's trying to know her more. That can be somewhat of a headache, especially if she's just trying to give him a hard time, not being thorough and honest to him about her intentions, her involvement, her commitment, right? But yeah, with a man, it's more straight up. For them, is so let me take this back. I said something about puzzles earlier, right? The puzzle applies more to the man because the man puts everything out there. Here's all the pieces. It's up to you to put it together, sweetie, right? But for her, it's that rabbit hole. It's her always leaving these trails. A lot of times there's a trail going to nowhere. All she had to do was be, up front. But a lot of the feminine don't know how to be up front. If they're pretty much up front, it's not really that they're up front. They're just giving you kind of that what they say, like just that first presentation. It's not really like the real them. It's just like a face of who they are. If you get in a relationship with one of them, You won't know who they really are actually until the end of the relationship. That's what a lot of it is. If she comes off very narcissistic, you won't know who she really is until the end of the relationship. Excuse me, y'all. Um, that's when she shows her true colors. But some people can say that's when she shows her fake colors. Yeah. So that's what makes femininity so black pilled. With men, you will rarely see a man go that route unless he's kind of effeminate in his ways. He's not going to be coming off sugarcoating things, switching up, making it to where you can't figure him out. He like, yo, I'm him. That's like the new saying that you hear these young ones say. And I've adapted it to my lingo too, but I'm more humble. I just say, I'm him, but I'm not him, if you know who I'm talking about, right? But yeah, young ones be like, I'm him. Whereas with her, you like, dang, who are you? Like, what you really like? Oh, and then she'll be like, you don't know me like that. She'll be like, you don't know me like that. So there, that adds a layer to this whole black pill side because, like they say on the blade, like, you have to really kind of know her and know how she goes about, just based on how she moves out there, and you have to really know her a certain way. And not getting too deep in that, but it really takes a guy being that extensively around a gal to really see her a certain way. And some guys will tell you that some gals that are like that, pretty much the game never stops with them. I'm not about game at this channel, but I get peep game, right? So with certain gals that are really on that type of time with their femininity, a lot of it's demon time. The game never stops with them. You really have to check how she moves for you to know her. You may not never fully know her. You'll just only know about her at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is for a lot of girls. Like, for you to truly know her is for you to really love her, and for her to really love you in the best way she really knows how, right? Because her love for you is not the same as your love for her, right? But the Bible even talks about it. Adam knew Eve. Does it really say that Adam actually loved Eve in the Bible? That's just a mystery. Just a mystery. Just a question. I'm not giving my opinion. I'm just kind of throwing it out there, right? But that's that. But that's the black pill side of femininity. Can a man fully love a woman or just more or less just, I guess, in many ways, appreciate her being a part of him like his rib? That's about as much love as he's going to get from her if she is just trying her best to like be a part of him, right? Instead of really giving a part of herself to him, she just becomes a part of him. A lot of guys be like, why can't she give herself to me? Well, more or less, she actually just becomes a part of you because she's made to receive, not give. So she's not going to really give you things. She'll reciprocate it to you based on what you give her, but it's not going to be like a give, like you want her to give this sense of love to you. No, no, it's really going to be based on the love you give her, and she reciprocates back to you. Now, if she's not reciprocating that love back, then you already know, man, she is not trying to be attached to you like that. She's not your rib. So that's where that accountability comes into play, if you will. That's how you can kind of peep game, right? You're seeing how she moves because she's not trying to be fully attached to you, symbiotic, reciprocating. So that's that rabbit hole, right? The black pill side of you not even knowing why she won't attach herself to you. Why she hasn't all this time, no matter what you do. And then you got to avoid getting into the simp stage of stuff by constantly trying to see why she's not being as connected to you no matter what you do for her. You're going to have to stop at some point and say, hey, this is not working, right? And that's when you look at the time frame, right? Because there are guys that go through years of this, whether they get married to a chick or just treat her as his companion without the legal marriage side of it. You don't want to go years doing this, right? Hey, I see you red pill in the wind. That's what's up. I'm seeing a lot of people coming up in here. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what's up. Uh, but yeah, you don't want to go years in this whole black pill side of femininity, man, where you feel like this rabbit hole of her behavior and the way she moves and you don't know much about her continues on. And because then she just got you simped out, if you will, right? She got you simped out because she's dragging you along all this time. You want to try to nip it in the bud earlier. You want to nip it in the bud earlier. Yeah, earlier. Yeah, because you don't want it to go years on end, and this is just you still getting around a gal and you doing stuff for a girl you don't even know like that, man. Like she ain't let you know her. She talking about I don't want to get to know you. Yeah, get to know me. I don't even know you. What do you mean? Like, so I guess here's the catch, right? The ideal kind of gal is someone that she reciprocates, right? She might not be upfront with you about herself, but she sees that you are being upfront about yourself. What? She has to reciprocate that because, hey, I told you something about me. Let me know something about you. And then here's the other caveat, guys. She tell you something about her, but then over time it doesn't add up. Boom, she ain't been honest with you, right? There you go. So that's the other side of the black pill part of femininity. A lot of the gals that aren't honest, right? So they talk about this divine femininity. Well, the only way it could actually be divine is if she's tied in with the masculinity. Because I've always said at this channel, male nature is godly and female nature is ungodly. So in essence, like masculinity represents the light and femininity mostly represents the darkness. Now, the darkness isn't always bad, but it can be used in a bad way if not done right. Light can also be bad too. It depends. But for the most part, given its properties, light isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad source. I'd say the lack of light, that's what makes some guy with masculinity come off as bad. He's not doing things the right way with his light, with his righteousness that he's supposed to display and convey. Now, if he's misunderstood by a gal who, one, doesn't tell her much about herself, excuse me, if he, one, is misunderstood by a gal who doesn't tell him much about herself, then uh, that says a lot. That still goes back to the black pill side of femininity. Even though you're coming off being real honest and being truthful with her, and you're not trying to simp it out and drag it out, she's trying to make you be that way by her just not simply being upfront with you uh, in a reciprocal way. You said red pill in the wind, or she's the Virgin Mary, right? Like, yeah, long way from those days. I'd say even a Mary Magdalene, if she even tried her best to better herself, she stands a better chance than what we see now with all these modern day Jezebels, right? So we see a lot of that going on. I want to get to the spiritual side of this. I know a lot of guys are like, hey, I renege, I'm going overseas. Well, no one's really brought up the spiritual side of this. And I'm not saying that you understand the spiritual and the esoteric side of this to actually help you win over women. No, it just helps you get through all this stuff a little better because you ain't gonna get it any more different overseas either, right? So if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, right? So I'm just saying. So this is still the testing grounds of how guys can build up their fortitude with dealing with all aspects of femininity, especially this idea that femininity is actually black pill, right? So, uh, and yeah, you got the red pill lens with it. You got the red pill lens with it. Seeing femininity for what it really is. You talk about seeing her nature for what it really is. How about seeing femininity for what it really is? Thanks a million for stopping by. Catch y'all on the next one.